Also, here's the dorm of the houses that the boys would stay in when they would go to school. Where the first putt-putt golf course was in Bardstown, Kentucky. Preston, my dad, and Fabian made it. Now they turned it in, of course, it's a laundromat, but back then it was just an open lot, and they turned it into a little putt-putt course for like 2 summers. Well, here it is where it all started, the Macaulay homestead. 1957 is when Preston and Rosemary actually moved in. There it is. You see the carport that Preston put on the side. The mailbox Preston actually did. But next to that, and then the house itself still has the siding that is of asbestos. So that's it right there. This is the quarry that Preston worked at. Hasn't really changed too much. I hate to say this, but I haven't been here in almost 30 to 40 years, and the buildings look almost the same. Over there where you see the rock, there's a couple of little ponds or pools they put out there that we used to go fishing in all the time. Alrighty, we're just leaving the quarry, which is right over there. What I'm doing here is when we were kids, Mom used to take this route too, but Dad took it too. There was no asphalt here. It was all dirt and gravel, and he'd come down here going really fast. Right now I'm going about 25 miles an hour, but he would go, it's probably 40 or 50, but of course when you're kids you don't have a clue, with no lights on at night. And right now it doesn't look too bad. Back in the day there was a lot more woods there on your left. If you look on your right, it was that thick, and we get down here farther. Used to be an old man down here we used to get our tomatoes from. Not in that nice white house, but it was a little more rickety than that. I was hoping it was still there, but it isn't. Give you an idea, here comes a car right now at us, and this is wider than of course it was. You see this is what I remember right here when you come through the woods. Of course the house on the left wasn't there either, but this is what you see. And I'm only going about 30 miles an hour now. And of course it's the middle of the day, about noon. And then what we'll do is coming up here you'll see the railroad crossing, which I will probably stop and take pictures. There it is, see it in the distance, there it is. And then back then there also was the city pool was right there too. So we're coming around the corner, and then you'll see the nice trestle for the railroad. I'll pull it in here. Here we go, I just pulled off the road. Right here is the old railroad trestle, and I remember when Joe and I were young, Preston would take us up, and he knew at that time I believe they would move rock quarry, and he just knew the times when the trains would come, so we would start at that end and go across, and as we're about halfway across we would hear the whistle blowing, and it would be probably a half a mile away, and we'd actually start going faster across there. And it's a little hard to tell, but I want to say that's probably easily a 100-foot drop from the top of the track. It's about 10-15 feet wide. But I was talking to Uncle Willef, and he was saying that they still use it nowadays, but they go out to the paper plant to pick up stuff. So here we are in downtown Bardstown. In the distance, right there, is the Nelson County Courthouse. Of course, now you're going to be seeing this picture everywhere because it was voted most beautiful small town in America. And actually, this is the picture that you'll be seeing. So I'm going to flip it around and show you a better shot. Here we are downtown. Of course, down there with the bell is the county courthouse. Here we are downtown. Of course, down there with the bell is the county courthouse. Right here was the early firehouse. You notice it had the bell and everything, and then now it's gone, but just a small portion of it's left. That's the building there. The front of it right there is the fire station. Right across the street there was Mabel's store right there. I believe it was the one that has, well, I'm almost sure it's the one with the gray brick. Not 226, but the one just to the south of that with the green awning. Store behind me is the first place I was arrested. When I was a little kid, they had a safe in the front of the store, and according to them it was locked, and the next thing they knew that I had it open and I was playing with the money in front of the store. I was 5 years old at the time. Now it's a drugstore and ice cream parlor. So, right across the street from the Nelson County Courthouse. Here it is again, the store. Now it's ice cream parlor. Of course, a truck goes by right when I'm talking. That was the front door right there, the 202. That goes upstairs to the top. This is the Macaulay house. It's in the picture. This is where Grandma Macaulay and Grandma and Grandpa Macaulay lived, with Ben and Preston and Joe and Harry and Jim and Margaret Ann. I don't think I forgot anybody. Little history. This is actually on the Bardstown picture tour of homes. It was bought by Charles Keith in 1929, supposedly, or that's when they did it. And he ordered it from the Sears and Roebuck catalog. What's interesting about the house is a couple of things. One is you see the S on the chimney. That was the logo for the Sears and Roebuck catalog. And then the other thing is the door. There's only 3 doors in Bardstown that have the round arch door. One was Grandma and Grandpa Macaulay's, and the other one is Mabel. Her house actually had a rounded door too. And there was one other one, and I'm not sure who. I know the gentleman that owns a bookstore here in Bardstown. That was his dad who did the 2 doors, not this one here. This one came with the Sears door. Or this is how it came with the Sears.